All right, we're off to Capital Casino for another 1-3 day. Just to mention that the news is out that this is going to be a sad time for poker casinos in the state of California. They are shutting down the casinos in our area now. As of Thursday night, they will all be closed down. And they don't plan to reopen until sometime after Christmas. So we're looking into January before we get our casinos back. Now, I haven't heard anything about Thunder Valley, which is the local Indian casino. I imagine that they would probably be still open. It'll be interesting to see if they remain open. But for now, all the regular casinos in the area are closing down, which is very unfortunate. But it could save a life or two. So it depends on how you look at it. I've had some friends that have COVID. I had some friends that had a very hard time with COVID. And I know that a lot of you out there probably know people who have been sick. No one likes to lose their poker game or their source of income or their restaurant or any of the other businesses that are really being impacted right now. But I just hope for the best that this vaccine will take care of it, and when it does, things will get back to normal, or as normal as we can imagine. Anyway, so for our last vlog at Capital Casino for a while, I hope you enjoy this. All right, first hand of the day, we have Ace King of Clubs, open for a raise to 16 over a limper. We end up getting 3 callers. Flop comes 10, 5, 3 with 2 diamonds. Not a very good flop for our holding or our range. So when it's checked to us, we go ahead and just check it back. Turn card comes as a 3 of diamonds. Again, no help. Player leads at it now, and we're done with the hand. So when the other players fold out, we quickly fold. On this hand, we pick up 2 8s. It was a live 6. So when it comes to us, we go ahead and race to 26, trying to eliminate some of the field, get it heads up. That was effective. We get 1 player. So we go heads up to the flop. Flop is fairly favorable. Comes 9, 7 deuce with 2 spades. And when check 2, we're just going to go ahead and bet and take this one down. So that's what we do, and the player quickly releases their hand. After throwing cards away for the last hour, I finally pick up a playable hand, Ace 3 of clubs. I limp over a limper in front of me. We get a couple more limpers, and then the button puts in a raise to 13. Basically, all the limpers called for the 13, and we go 6 ways to a flop. The flop is not bad for our hand. It comes 8, 4 deuce with 1 club. So we got a gut shot straight draw and a backdoor flush draw. It actually gets checked around to me. I check it and it gets checked through. Turn card comes is a deuce. It gets checked to the person to my right who puts out a bet. I've been watching this player, and this particular bet means he definitely has it. So I go ahead and muck my hand, and so does everybody else. Here we have a pair of 7s. We open for a raise to 13. We end up getting 3 callers, 1 player behind us, and the 2 in the blind. The flop is pretty good for our hand. It comes 10, 7, 6 with 2 hearts. The first 2 players end up checking. I go ahead and bet $20, looking for some action on the hand. I'm really hoping to build a pot here. The player behind me quickly calls, and then the other 2 players also call. So with 132 in the pot, we get to see a turn card, And of course, it's the 8 of hearts, probably the worst card in the deck. The first two players check. I'm just going to check it here. And then the player behind me bombs it for $100. This particular player overbets his strong hands. And so I know he has a big hand. So I just have to release here. I'm not getting the proper odds to draw. And he shows King 9 of hearts. Hey guys, just want to talk a second about what you do when you're card dead. I kind of feel like Mel Gibson in the movie Maverick sometimes, where I have nothing to do but watch the action. And I try to keep focused, and I try to usually focus on one or two opponents and try to pick up as much information as I can. And by doing so, you really learn a lot about your opponents. And in fact, they are more willing to share information when you're not in a hand. You know, they might flash you their cards as they're making a play, or talk to you about the hand right after it's over and how they played it. It's amazing what you can pick up if you just open your eyes and open your ears while you're at the table. So, in this particular case, the player to my right, I was focusing on, he gave off obvious tells when he was on a draw and obvious tells when he had a made hand. And in this particular hand that's coming up, he gave an obvious tell that he was on a draw. And I don't know whether I would call his wager if I didn't have this information. It's possible I might, but with the information, it was like a slam dunk, no brainer. I didn't even have to really even think about it. So anyway, here it comes. Hope you enjoy it. All right, we look down and find Ace King offsuit. It's a live sixes hand. We get one limper, and I go ahead and raise to 36, and both the live 6 and the limper call. Flop comes Queen Jack 3 with 2 spades. Not a very good flop, but at this point I notice the player to my right do something he's been doing all day long, which is telegraphing his strength of his hand. He does something that makes me believe he is definitely on a flush draw. I'm just hoping it's not a jack-high flush draw. I look to make sure I have the ace of spades, which I thought I did. So now I know if he doesn't have a jack of spades in his hand that I have him beat. So I go ahead and put the call in. The player in the straddle folds and we go heads up. A 6 comes on the turn. He fires again. Again, he gives the same information off by the way he acts. I call. And the river card comes is an ace of hearts, which didn't make too much of a difference. He shows King 4 of spades. While I was stacking the chips from that particular hand, I looked down at 2 queens. I go ahead and raise to 21, and I get it heads up with the same player. So we go 2 ways to a flop, and the flop is King Jack 10. He quickly checks to me. I go with my standard continuation bet, and he puts in a call, make me think he's on a draw. The turn card comes as the ace, makes me straight, but if you notice his emphatic check in the way he's holding his cards, like he wants to throw it away, obviously he made a straight 2 here. I wouldn't bet unless I had one. If I had a top set here, I wouldn't have bet by the way he was acting. Anyway, he goes ahead and check raises all in, and I ho-hum for a minute, and then I put the call in. I already know we're going to split the pot because I got the queen of clubs. Anyway, he shows Queen 7 offsuit, and we chop the pot. Hey guys, well thanks for watching the video today. I'm sorry it was a little short on hands. It was long on time, but I spent a little over 4.5 hours there. Only had a few playable hands. In fact, I didn't see a river card in a pot until the 4-hour mark. when I had that ace-king hand. That was the first time I saw the river all day long. So it was a real grind. I stayed patient. I think I played fairly well. I got some good reads on people while I was waiting there for my hand. And when I finally got a hand, I was able to capitalize on it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like, subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.